The Seeker's Path. From hitchhiking in Hawaii to exploring some of the world's greatest mountain ranges. Join Selomon on a journey of self-discovery as he shares some of his greatest adventures. Follow along as he narrates true stories that are filled with mystery and excitement. Learn how you can find your own truth and gain insights and wisdom from his unique perspective. This is The Seeker's Path, where adventure awaits.
Episode 1. Time to Panic. It was late winter, around the end of 2010, when my first ever panic attack struck me and changed my life forever. I was living in a little beach town in Michigan called Bridgman. Lake Michigan was a 5-minute drive, or about a 20-minute walk. Downtown was only one street with a single gas station, maybe 2 banks, and some mom and pop shops. I was working at a pizza shop and a retirement home, and both around 30 hours a week. I waited tables at the pizza place and was an activities assistant at the retirement home. The pizza job was fun because I worked with my best friend Drew and his brother, and our other friend, Drea. Working at the retirement home was special. I learned a lot about life and death. I learned about love and compassion. And I also got to work with many good people there. The house that I lived in was at the end of downtown, next to a Harley-Davidson store. I never knew if that was open or if it was closed, but I saw a few people there sometimes. I lived in a small, blue, 2-story house with a basement, and I lived with my friend Drew and his brother, who owned the house, and his brother's then wife. Drew and I stayed upstairs in an open loft where I had put up a makeshift blanket wall on my side of the room. And we got along really well, so it was never a problem. One night, as I was upstairs alone, Drew was working, and I was just sitting there thinking about my life and what I wanted to do as I got older. And then I began to feel an unusual feeling building in my chest. It almost felt like when I get butterflies in my stomach, but the feeling that I had was in my chest instead. The feeling started small, but it just grew stronger and stronger, and all of a sudden, my mind began to flood with thoughts, images, and feelings just rushing through all my senses. My breath got deeper, as if I was running as fast as I could, but I was just sitting there. I began to feel a sense of panic just really overtake me. What is happening? I need to go out, and I need to live my life. I need to go somewhere. I need to do something with my life. Oh God, if I don't, I'm gonna die. These were just a few of the thoughts going through my mind. A sense of longing overcame me. Images of leaving everything behind flashed through my mind's eye. I was becoming anxious about where I was in my life and what I was doing with it. There was so much energy just coursing through my body and my soul that I couldn't just sit there thinking about everything. I had to do something right now. This was around the very end of 2010, deep into winter. There was a few feet of snow on the ground outside as light snow just sprinkled down. So working through my panic attack, I just put on my winter coat, my snow pants and gloves, a scarf, my hat. I just went outside and I found a shovel. I picked up the shovel, just kind of looking at it, knowing I could probably do something with the shovel. With all this energy just building in my body, I needed to do something with the shovel. So I walked over to a spot in the yard and I began to shovel snow into a pile without thinking about it, just doing it. I don't know why. I'm just going to do this. It's helping me channel this energy. I just needed something physical to do to get out the energy that was building up inside of me. In the middle of my shoveling, Drew's brother came outside. "Hey, what are you doing?" "I'm not sure, just felt like doing something," I replied, breathing heavy. He said, "Oh," and began to shovel with me, not knowing why. We both began to shovel snow into a big pile, and it seemed that with him joining, I began to shovel faster and harder. Not long after, Drew's car pulled in the driveway, and when he got out wearing his work outfit from the pizza place, he looked at us and asked with a confused face, "What are you guys doing?" "We're doing something," I replied, breathing heavy. "Yeah, something," his brother said, equally out of breath. Drew examined us for a minute, and without saying anything, he walked inside. A few minutes later, he came out wearing his snow gear and began to help us create this big pile of snow. Not long after that, we had amassed a huge pile of snow and began to turn that into an igloo. We began to shape it and cut a hole for the front door. We climbed in and began to dig away snow until there was enough room for us to hang out on the inside. It was very satisfying. My body began to relax again after having all the energy just rushing through me. My breath returned to normal. I was able to think again. And my next thought was to get out of the igloo and just destroy it. I don't know why. I got out and kicked it a little bit. Not a big kick, but enough to knock some snow off. I kicked a little harder and a hole began to appear in the igloo. Next thing I know, we're all surrounding the igloo and just very happily started to destroy what we had built. Drew's brother ran out and jumped on the top of the igloo, and the whole thing just caved in. The moment that the igloo caved in, I knew that my life was about to change forever. I could feel a sense of adventure replacing my sense of panic. I didn't know where I was about to go or what I was about to do, but I knew that I was about to leave the little town of Bridgman, and I was going to go somewhere far, somewhere I had never been before. What happens after this is a truly incredible journey of ups and downs, highs and lows. At this current moment when we destroyed the igloo, I could feel myself being drawn towards something. Many of the Celtic peoples describe this feeling as a longing. My spirit, my mind, and my body all came together and were longing for the same thing, an adventure, All of this was kicked into motion through my first and only panic attack. Following this moment with the igloo and the panic attack, I began to focus on some epic adventure coming into my life. For weeks, I wasn't sure where I wanted to go or what I was even going to do. I'd never even been on a cross-country journey by myself. I'd never even been out west. Each day at work, both the pizza shop and the retirement home, I knew that my time was quickly coming to an end. You know, it was an odd sensation going to work every day, knowing that I wasn't going to be there for much longer. I began to appreciate the time that I had with my friends and coworkers more and more. It seems that through our lives and getting into routines, we forget how precious each moment is. We begin to take each day that we have with our friends and coworkers for granted. But when you know and when you feel that your time is coming to an end, whether through a journey, an adventure, or death, it becomes much more obvious how much we appreciate the time that we do have. About 2 months after my panic attack, spring began to overtake winter as the snow began to melt and the buds on the trees began to open up. The sun was staying out longer and longer each day. It was the beginning of March, and I still wasn't sure where I was going to go or what I was going to do. But then, on March 11th, 2011, one of the most powerful earthquakes in recorded history struck and changed everything. So tune in next time to learn what happened. My nugget of wisdom for today. Moments of really intense emotion, such as a panic attack, they can be signs that your spirit, mind, and body are longing for something. So when going through such a thing, breathe and open up to hearing what it's telling you. It could change your life for the better. So thanks for tuning in here to The Seeker's Path, and until next time, this is Selomon signing out.